Hey everyone, Angie Coley, good morning, and it is time for Kick Monday's ass. So last week I told you about how I sat down and tried to record this video, and I was in the zone. I was so ready, as usual, Monday morning gym clothes, had gone out and worked out, heard a good song, came back to check it out, saw the video, and then had this kind of flash of inspiration. So I'm talking about a song called Points of Authority by Linkin Park. This is music that was popular when I was in high school, so we're not going to talk about how long ago that was, but I'm sure you can do the math. So I looked up the video, and I was going to record this for you last week, and then I got interrupted literally 2 minutes into the video. The doorbell rang twice, and I had to wrap it up, and then the day just got away from me. Anyway, so about a minute into that video, and I'll include the link somewhere below so that you can check it out if you want to, because I don't want this taken down for copyright. But about a minute into the video, the lead singer, Chester Bennington, R.I.P., you can see him flat out belting it out while crowd surfing. And the realization that hit me was how much trust he had to have in the moment in these complete and total strangers to hold him up, move him where he wanted to go, and not drop him on his ass while he's putting on a show. And it's interesting, right? Because we grow up in this world, in this society, thinking that you really can't trust strangers, and it's kind of dog eat dog, and everybody fends for themselves, and I've got to figure out all of this stuff by myself. And what does that have to do with crowd surfing? Get to the point, Angie. The point is, if at any time while he was singing, he suddenly didn't trust the audience and tensed up, that's when his body's going to get heavy, it's going to be hard to handle, and then the people that are trying to figure out how to hold him up and how to move him are going to lose their grip, they're going to not know what he needs to do, they're going to back off, the weight load is going to get unbalanced, and suddenly we've got Chester Bennington falling on his ass. So I say that, I'm never going to go crowd surfing for one. That's a whole other video to discuss why. But crowd surfing is a lot like building a business and trying to do something bigger than yourself. There's a whole lot of trust in people outside you, things outside your control, the bigger world at large. You have to have that faith and not fight it, because once you start fighting it, you tense up. You miss the signs that you're getting from people, from strangers, from the universe, from other businesses, and suddenly you're at risk of falling. So a lot like crowd surfing at a rock concert, if you're going to do it, best to just jump in and trust that people are going to take care of you. A fun thing about the rock and roll community, if you've never had a chance to be in a mosh pit, and don't worry, if you don't ever want to be in a mosh pit, that is okay too. Different strokes for different folks. I'm not a big mosh pit person, but I like to be on the edge of it and push people back in because it's really awesome. But anyway, there's this unspoken rule in mosh pit culture that you protect people around you. And yes, it gets a little bit rough, and there's people that are shoving and people that are dancing and people that are yelling. So it's kind of intense. But the moment someone falls down, the crowd will actually break around them and form a little wall, form a little bubble, and a bunch of people will immediately go in and start helping that person up. And I think this is probably the weirdest analogy I've ever made in my life, that building a business and becoming an entrepreneur is a lot like being in a mosh pit. If you fall down, there are total and complete strangers standing around you waiting to help pick you up. So that's what I've got for you today. If you feel like you're trying to do something big and you're encountering a lot of resistance, a lot of repeated failures, maybe it's time to trust and let go and stop fighting the direction that your business is trying to go. And I will have more for you very soon. Take care.